I spent a lot of my life in my comfort zone and it did absolutely nothing for me. And now when I am faced with a challenge or something really uncomfortable, I actually get excited. And yes, I still get super nervous and I hate being in this situation every single time. I hate it. But I get this little bit of excitement that makes me want to run towards it, because now I've been reinforced so many times for getting myself out of my comfort zone and doing those hard things and overcoming those challenges, to where now I'm positively reinforced from taking those actions. And obviously step one is just to do it, and each time you do it, it gets a little bit easier. And it doesn't matter how nervous you are or anything like that, you get reinforced. And for me, it was always things like public speaking or anything like that. But the more I did it and the more I was forced to do it, I did get a lot more comfortable. And a big caveat is, when you're being forced to do it from an external circumstance, for example, if you're trying to present in class, but you have to, it's a requirement to, present your business idea to the class, whatever. That's what I did in entrepreneurship class. But if you're trying to do that, it doesn't seem to work, at least in my experience. It didn't work as well as when I forced myself. It does still work though. But if you're not putting yourself in those situations, you don't know if you're going to be willing to do it when it presents itself again, if that makes sense at all. Like if somebody asks you to, let's say you're an expert in a certain field and somebody says, hey, would you mind speaking at this event? If you're not used to getting out of your comfort zone on your own terms and making yourself do things that are uncomfortable, you're probably not going to be as willing to do it if you're only used to school forcing you or something like that. But the more that you say yes to those things, or just accept that those things are a reality. Let's say you're at work and you have to cover somebody for a day and it's a position you don't know and you're really nervous, it's super high stakes. You could call in sick or ask somebody else to cover for you, but wouldn't you rather face that challenge and overcome it and get out of your comfort zone, learn new skills? And really for me, it becomes, I not only become more confident, but it's kind of a just trial by fire, where you end up learning so much because you're forced to, because you're so scared that it just forces you to learn. And for me, I don't want to disappoint people. You could say it's good or bad, but for me it helps, because it really ends up making sure, it forces me to make sure that I am prepared for what I'm doing and that I will follow through and make sure things are done right. And it helps me learn very quickly what I'm doing. So getting out of my comfort zone has allowed me to improve on all those skills quickly because of how nervous I am. So now when something comes up, yes, I don't love it, but I'm willing to do it and not run away from it, because I know good things are on the other side and I know it will help me in the future. And it's one of those things like, how can I be a CEO if I can't even speak in front of a small group of people? Not that that's necessarily a requirement, but I think at some point it would probably hinder you, or hinder your progress, I guess, as a leader, as a CEO. So anyway, for me, it's just always wanting to stack the deck in my favor and give myself as many experiences and difficulties to go through, so that way when something real arises that I can't get around, then I'm able to execute and do what I need to do to make it actually happen.